Currently, Microsoft Studio Games is telling Sony's games this.
Them dead, them dead, 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 them dead, them dead, 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 them dead, them dead, 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 them dead.
Wait. Why would Microsoft or Xbox Studios be telling, PlayStation Studios that? Well, it's because we would have found out that Xbox games are dominating the PlayStation platform. Yes, not only taking number 1 spot, not only taking number 2 spot, but taking the top 4 spots on the PlayStation Store. So it's very clear that these ponies are hungry for good games. Easy ponies, easy. It's not going anywhere, man. But then again, the PlayStation community might just simply say, well, no, it's not that we are hungry for games. We are the company that buy games. You Xbox don't buy games. We buy games. Well, actually, ponies, there is more information that came out. And guess what? You all not just buy games, you all love buying Xbox games, because look at this. Because according to this chart, the PlayStation community bought Sea of Thieves over 1.8 million times. Now, the reason why I bring this up, ponies, is because you guys did not show the same love for your own first party game. You guys didn't show this love for your own Game of the Year banger, which is Astrobot. Yes, we all know that the last figures given to Astrobot was 1.5 million copies sold by the PlayStation community with an install base of over 75 million consoles. How is that possible? Make it make sense, ponies. Make it make sense. So the real reason you guys are buying these Xbox games in this volume is because you guys are lacking good games. You guys are starving.
Nothing like saltwater soup. And I got sugar water for dessert. I'm going all out tonight.
So yes, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. The numbers are saying that PlayStation community love to play Xbox games more than they like to play their own first party games on PlayStation. That's just the facts. Indiana Jones, Forza, and Sea of Thieves is proving that to be a fact. But you know what's interesting about this entire thing? That the Xbox community is getting to play all these bangers, all these great games on Game Pass. I mean, the proposition value of Game Pass is unlike any other service in gaming, and that's just the facts. And it's not just me or the Xbox community coming to that realization. We're even seeing major news gaming outlets are saying the same thing. Listen.
Game Pass was always good. Now, it's finally consistent. Rejoice, for it has become a reliable monthly supplier of original AA games. The end of 2024 was a huge moment for Microsoft's Game Pass subscription service. The day one arrival of Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, the biggest possible blockbuster to add, felt like the climactic endpoint of Microsoft's $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And it was swiftly followed by another huge Microsoft release, Bethesda's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. An improbably great licensed romp starring a genuine pop culture icon. The early months of 2025 haven't seen such splashy day one exclusives on Game Pass, and won't until Doom. The Dark Ages arrives on May 15th, and yet this period has been just as consequential for Game Pass. It has, if anything, done even more to demonstrate the value of a Game Pass subscription. The service is finally delivering something Microsoft has always intended it would, a steady, reliable stream of brand new games you actually want to play. It started in January, with the surprise release of the Ninja Gaiden 2 Black Remaster, the sleeper fantasy adventure Eternal Strands, and dependable Nazi assassination sim sniper Elite Resistance. In February, there was Obsidian's Avowed, Perhaps the ultimate Game Pass release, a manageable, moreish, and colorful role-playing game. Now we have Atomfall, completing an endearingly janky 1-2 punch from Sniper Elite Developer Rebellion. The pace is not about to let up. On April 8th, there's Compulsion Games South of Midnight. On April 24th, the delightfully French turn-based RPG Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Amongst all these titles, there have been a smattering of must-play indie games, like Lonely Mountains, Snow Riders, Citizen Sleeper 2, and the upcoming Blueprints. There have also been some worthwhile back catalog drops of varying vintage. From the first Diablo, through Watch Dogs, Legion and Warhammer 40,000, Rogue Trader, to the now ubiquitous Balatro. These games are all great additions, but they are not the headline. What's really striking when you look at this release schedule is the steady cadence of brand new, mid-size, single-player adventures, the kind of game you can gorge yourself on for a couple of weeks and then move on, happy and satiated. From January through to Doom, the Dark Ages in May, Game Pass is serving up at least one of these games every month on day one, and sometimes 2 or 3. It's also notable that many of them, Eternal Strands, Avowed, Atomfall, South of Midnight, Clair Obscur, are originals. Rejoice, for in the year 2025, Game Pass has become a reliable monthly supplier of a kind of entertainment that was on the verge of extinction, original AA games.
Wow. If you are a parent, if you are a person who cannot be spending 70 to 80 bucks a pop for a game every month or twice for the month, I mean, how could you not see the value in Game Pass? I mean, it's unheard of. So look at the games we are getting. South of Midnight, Expedition 33. We just had Atomfall. We're getting Wu Chang. We are getting Doom, and that's just a few. There are so many other games coming this year on Game Pass. It's crazy, actually. So I mean, this goes without saying. Mind you, all these games the PlayStation community will die for. We would have already seen how they would have treated games that were older, games that are old. They bite up. So all these games coming day and date on Game Pass is something that the PlayStation community wants. So it's very clear that if you're an Xbox player, if you're an Xbox fan, you are eating good. Today, however, we are going to continue to see how the PlayStation 5 Pro is a scam. Yes, it is one of the biggest scams this generation. We will show you how that is possible. There is no way a 5-year-old console should be outperforming a console that was released last year and a console that has cost $800. I mean, that is unheard of. So you know what? Let's get it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. So before we continue the video, guys, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers, and of course you get great entertainment. Of course you will laugh in my videos, and I give you the best Sony Pony Himalayan salt coming from the Ganges mountain, so you can't go wrong. Where else would you get all of that for the low price of free? Hitting that subscribe button. So if this type of content interests you, please consider subscribing. Now let's get back to the video. If it's one thing I would have learned being a pro Xbox YouTube channel, is that there are ponies everywhere. Yes, Xbox and Microsoft ups at every corner you turn. Take for example, what would have happened here.
One of my friends, like one of my high school friends, I was talking to him the other day. He told me he went to GameStop, brought the Xbox up to the counter to buy, and the GameStop employee told him that he should get a PlayStation instead because Xbox is putting all their games on PlayStation.
First of all, let me just...
My buddy had the system brought up to, it wasn't like he asked him for his opinion. He had the system, like, this is what I want, and he had some gift cards, and the guy literally told him, you should put that back and get a PlayStation
Well, this-
instead. Well, GameStop
So-
is GameStop. They'll be dead probably in 5 years anyways.
When you have these clerks in these stores detracting persons from buying an Xbox, now you know it's serious. Now you know that there is a pony in every corner of this planet. Now let's talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro. It just seems like the PlayStation 5 Pro can't catch a break. You see, before this console was unveiled, the PlayStation community was doing all they can to hype up this console. They were saying it would be the world's most powerful console. They said it would even be more powerful than a PC, than a high-end PC. They said that this had over 67 teraflops of computing power. There were all sorts of erroneous things happening, and these ponies were saying about the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, these ponies came from celebrating the release of the PlayStation 5 Pro. To their jaw being on the floor.
Guess what she's looking at?
Yes, the PlayStation community cannot believe the things that Digital Foundry is saying about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Yes, Digital Foundry have been saying that, the PlayStation 5 Pro PSSR does not work well, and in fact, it makes some games worse when it comes to the games shimmying and so forth. Well, now they are reporting something else about the PlayStation 5 Pro, and I mean, this is just a bad look all around. Now it appears that Digital Foundry is saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro has some issues when it comes to the VRR. Yes, VRR is giving problems. Now, what is VRR? Well, according to our handy dandy AI, VRR, or variable refresh rate, is a technology that synchronizes the refresh rate of a display with a frame rate output of a game console or PC to eliminate screen tearing and stuttering, resulting in smoother and more fluid visual. So that's what a good VRR should do. It should prevent screen tearing and stuttering from any game. This is what is the purpose of VRR. But notice what Digital Foundry is saying about PlayStation 5 Pro VRR. Listen.
I would totally agree with Alex. I think this is a really big issue in affected titles. It's really bad, obtrusive, and obvious stuttering in my experience, and it kind of defeats the point of VRR. Like, the stutters are so noticeable and highly distracting, and that's the exact thing you're trying to avoid with VRR here. So if you are playing games on PS5 or PS5 Pro for extended periods, it could show up, and like Alex said, one way you can kind of avoid this issue is to switch inputs or restart the game or do something else to kind of reset that timer and give you an extra 20 minutes of stutter-free gameplay. Not ideal there. Yeah,
these guys are laughing at the PlayStation 5 Pro VRR. Isn't that something, guys? Well, they did the same test with the Xbox. Notice what they said here. They even listed out a number of games that has issues with the VRR on the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 5. But notice what they said about the Xbox. Listen.
These are the games that seem to suffer from the issue in my experience. So you have the Last of Us titles, Last of Us Part 2, Last of Us Part 1, Diablo 4, Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, Resident Evil 4, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And these games, they stutter on PS5 as well in my testing, but I also did test briefly just to dispel any concerns or myths here. I did test out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on Series X, and it doesn't suffer from any stuttering issues. It runs perfectly fine with an unlocked frame rate in like the 60 to 80 FPS range, just like PS5, but without the stuttering problem.
Wow, a 5-year-old console A console that costs maybe $485 or even $500 is outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro, a console that is $800 when it comes to VRR. Isn't that something? Isn't that a shame? Isn't the PlayStation 5 Pro a money grab? I mean, Jim Ryan really did a number when it comes to not delivering first-party games and also taking an easy money grab with the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, this thing is unheard of. Well, there you have it. This is what the evidence and proof say. The PlayStation 5 Pro, when it comes to VRR, is horrible. The Xbox Series X, in some instances, is outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro. Well, let me hear what you thought about everything today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.